We're about to play the biggest game that we've played in our lives yet, just on that stage with that many people watching, the whole basketball world's watching.
These are what people are saying that they are, and what are we?
This is it right here. This is it.
The backstory, the history from Montverde, they always have a good team, so we know we would have to be on our A game.
It's Prolific versus the world.
We get to see where AJ came from, the community center.
They had a big banner saying "Welcome AJ." Had his highlights playing, so that was pretty cool. It was real cool.
Back in the hood!
It was actually pretty inspiring, to be honest. I mean, I don't have the social media following that AJ has or the respect in his hometown, but just seeing that was pretty cool. Just knowing that he's made that big of an impact on his community and that many people look up to him.
First on the agenda was to play a game at Boston College High School against Orangeville Prep. It was a special occasion because it was a homecoming for AJ, but it was also a homecoming for myself and for Coach Carl.
It was pretty cool just seeing that's where Carl played and scored however many points he scored. That's where Bernardi coached. It was inspiring, to say the least.
And so to have a homecoming of sorts for the three of us was really a cool deal.
I think all of us around the Christmas break time realized who we're walking on the court with. The person to the right and left of me is a killer. They could go off for 30 any night. They could have a career night any night, but that's what they were doing before they got to Prolific, every single night. Every single person on this team was doing that every single night before Prolific. It's not just some role player here, role player here. Like, everybody is playing a role, yeah, but they're a killer. Everybody has that same competitive mindset. They aren't content with where they are and they want to prove something.
The game against Orangeville was really a dry run for our game Sunday night against Montverde. So we knew we were going to hold our guys to a really high standard regardless of what the score was.
I feel like I need to do better right now.
Yeah, we got to not turn it over. We got to pass better. We got to screen better. We got to shoot better. We got to shoot the right shots. It's just overall offensive execution has been an F-, and it starts with me. I got to go talk to you. See you, Mike.
And the way we started that half, we're going to be down 10-0. I'm trying to get you to understand it now, so we're not sitting in the locker room and we're down 21 at halftime. What are we gonna do? We gotta get it now. It's so urgent and important that we understand it right now. That our lack of offensive execution. Hey, this is for Sunday. This is for Sunday. Every possession matters. Every possession matters.
We responded with a much better second half, a cleaner second half, but leaving that game, we knew there was a lot of work to be done in the 48 hours before tip-off against Montverde.
Listen, there's no team in the country that can beat them other than us. We're the team that can beat them. And we got a plan to beat them, and now it's about going out and getting it done.
We just took a 2-hour bus ride at 7 in the morning. Everybody got their sleep on that bus ride, went straight to the gym to practice. I think we had a pretty rough practice, actually. Bernardi was pretty pissed after that practice because it's we all have this big game that everybody's looking forward to, and it doesn't look like it looks like we're about to play against TMG again.
After practice, we got a really cool experience at the Basketball Hall of Fame. That's a place, it's a hallowed ground in Springfield, and we told our guys, we expect a bunch of you to be here one day.
Nice. Me and JT say height.
No, you taller than JT.
I got a picture with you.
Thanks, EJ. Let's check out these hot flies.
I think the thing that stuck out the most for me was more so a personal thing, just saying how many people from my city, how many people from Oakland are already in the Hall of Fame, and about to add one more. There is no I've never seen anybody do this before. I don't know what to do. I have footsteps to follow.
Can we all agree that Celtics are the best team in NBA history? How many chips do we have?
The drive going to that game, I mean, you could hear crickets outside. The bus is completely silent, nobody's talking, everybody's super locked in, ready for the game.
On the bus ride there, I was nervous. When we were kind of going through a little security, I was nervous. But once we got in the locker room and we start lacing our shoes up, then all my nerves kind of went away. We were just hooping at the end of the day.
Just watching, looking around, knowing you're injured, looking at the environment in the gym. It's like college environment, You see all the kids, you see all the parents, like grown people coming to watch kids play, put a round ball in the hole. Like, it's just crazy to imagine, and knowing I had to sit through it, it was just, it's sad.
We're about to play the biggest game that we've played in our lives yet, just on that stage with that many people watching, the whole basketball world was watching.
Well, the build-up that day was pretty epic for what was going to be the most watched high school basketball game of all time. The only high school basketball game that featured the #1 player in all 3 classes.
They got on us early 8-0.
I was really disappointed in us because we weren't playing good. We weren't following the scouting report.
Hey, we settled for jumpers that have gotten deflected.
I wanted to make it very clear to our group with urgency in that timeout that we were not here just to play against Montverde. We are here to win this basketball game.
So I came in the game.
When this came in, gave us that spark, it definitely boosted all of us. Winners got to show out in front of freaking Ice Cube and all these different NBA scouts and people who've never seen him hoop before and don't even know who he is. It's like, who is this white kid out here giving Montverde the work?
Kind of solidified, like, I'm not just somebody that's gonna come off the bench, like, I'm here.
That's why you come to Prolific, to get an opportunity to experience a game like that.
So now, we have to counter at the start of this half. Like, there could be no hang in the head or could have been, should have been. We have to counter. Like, we have to go counter punch. That's all it is. Go counter punch them. You see playing against them. They're not that good. They're not.
It's a good thing because, it puts a spotlight on new people. It's not just always on me and AJ, even Mikey. Mikey had a good game. Aiden, people got to see his versatility and, him guarding different positions and being able to even shoot. It was just an eye-opener for everyone.
We end up taking the lead with under 2 minutes to go on a baseline out of bounds. AJ makes a 3 to give us the lead. Under 2 minutes against a team that nobody's played inside single digits.
It wasn't we let our opportunity go. I know it wasn't that, but it was definitely wow, we just threw that game away.
Yeah, we're really proud of our group for the fight, for how we punched. We also felt like we let one slip away. We did not execute well enough late game. It was an epic game, and unfortunately, we didn't have enough down the stretch to win.
You guys almost did it, so that shows how good you guys are. I'm like, leave that for me to be like, this is what we are. Other people being like, yeah, you guys almost got them. Like, that kind of like, it's sickening in the mind where you're like, bro, nah, we didn't almost have them, we had them.
The loss is there, it's already like, I can't go back in the game and change this, the game's over.
That's when we coughed up there. A golden opportunity that you fought your ass off for. You earned the opportunity by fighting your ass off and counterpunching. So you did that, and man, we exposed who they really are. We exposed the loser in them. Unfortunately, it wasn't our time, and we haven't quite done enough. We haven't quite put enough deposits in. We haven't quite worked hard enough. Well, in between Montverde 1 and the Montverde Invitational, we hosted the Crush in the Valley. And we hosted Dream City Christian, one of the longtime rivals of Prolific Prep, who's won at Crush in the Valley multiple times.
I was looking forward to that one for a while just because I was playing against somebody I grew up with. We were 10 minutes from where I grew up, so I knew more people would be able to be there than Napple on a Saturday at 5. So I was super excited to really get out there and get to it.
We have this key conference game, and we really stepped up to the challenge. It was a very significant win because we knew in the middle of these two Montverde experiences, we had to build momentum. And we did so. And we were down in the Dream City game.
That third, fourth quarter, we came back, we turned it up.
And we had a great second half performance. Zoom Diallo was off the charts, made huge plays when AJ went down with injury, and ended up securing us a victory.
you've seen around where Montverde is, it's literally called Montverde.
It kind of really showed that it doesn't matter where we at, we gonna come and play the best of the best. If that takes for us to travel from all the way from Cali to Florida to wherever, we're gonna play the best because we feel like our team is the best.
They had told us it was like, we're gonna play Montverde at their home, so I was like, oh, you know, guaranteed seating. But once we got there, they told us it was tournament play.
In that tournament, we was just focused on Montverde, similar to like when we were in Massachusetts, just focused on Montverde. And so we went out there, and they gave us a fight. Rubio gave us a fight.
We was talking all this about, yeah, we here from Montverde, we here from Montverde. And then, like, we was like, whoa, this can't be happening right now.
Riviera Prep, we knew was a legit group. We knew they'd give us a battle, and they did. It was an overtime game that we snuck out of there. In the corner, down one, Winters passed it to him, Mikey makes it.
We ended up winning that, but I just kind of remember that feeling in the locker room of like, well, on to the next one. We had a game the next day at like 6 o'clock to get to the ultimate goal of why we were at the MAIT.
I'm going to punch him so bad, and I might scream in his face.
Brewster, very storied program, Northeast program, high-level team with very good players and an excellent coach. And so although our sights were on this rematch with Montverde, we knew we had a tall task ahead of us, and we stepped up for the challenge.
You know, that game, AJ it was an option for him to go to that school, so it was a friendly competition, I would say. But, you know, we just had to go and handle business because we knew at the end of the day we were there for one reason.
Tomorrow is going to be an epic battle, okay? Like, can you imagine coming in here to their place in their tournament, which they've never lost in, right, and coming in here with a victory? It's going to be so much more significant than any individual accolade you can ever imagine is winning this game tomorrow. I mean, this would be as unbelievable as a win as you could get tomorrow, and we can do it.
All right, here we go. Set up for round two.
You must destroy them. The Earth is counting on you.
Everybody there, Montverde supporters, donors, crowd yelling at us. So going into that game, we felt like everybody was against us, but again, we had this togetherness. That was one of those experiences where I was like, yeah, it's Prolific versus the world.
I personally like that environment. I like to play in front of fans and people. I also like to be away because being like the bad guy in that situation is more fun than having everybody with you.
They didn't expect us to come out how we did in the first game. You know, they're used to people backing out from there. So when they seen that in the first game, we were coming at them like we did, they knew they were like, oh, it's not going to be as easy as they thought it was.
It definitely lit a fire in us when we got off to another slow start.
The whole time I was just like anxious. I was just waiting for Coach Bernardi to, send me in. So once he did send me in, the first play I was in, first shot I got, I hit, and I was on the inside. I was just ready to go. I was elated. I couldn't wait because I felt like I made some impact on like this game early.
We go into halftime up by 4 in a pretty good spot, feeling good about how we were playing.
It's going to take a better effort. We just got to do everything better. We got to rebound it better. We got to value it better. Keep attacking Queen's ass. Okay,
16 minutes to go. Just like the game in Springfield, this game was about punches and counter punches.
Me being in foul trouble, my emotion was I really wanted to get into the game. I really wanted to help my team. And in that third and fourth quarter, I had a little spurts within the game where I felt like I helped the team. Shout out to Carr for telling me to stay ready. You never know whether they may need me to play offensively or defensively.
It was one of those environments that you kind of almost like dream of, like, man, I want to get there, I want to be the away team, I want everybody mad, I want them yelling, and we got all of that. And then it was another situation where we had them beat, we had them on the ropes.
No, we was like, like just the one. Like we had it number, and we was in the home court.
And then Tyron makes a three to put us up one, again, under 2 minutes. So here we are, under 2 minutes, on the home floor of Montverde, up by one. Let's see if we can execute better.
We were right there. We were up on them. Just needed one more push.
AJ's attacking to his right hand, and the primary defender slides in front, flails his head back while he's moving, and we get called for a charging foul. AJ makes the basket. If it's a no call, it's a tie game. If it's a blocking foul, we're up one. Ultimately, when you're on the home floor of the #1 team in the country, and you put the game in the hands of an officials, you deserve what came to you.
We're the only team that matched up with them well enough, athletic enough, shot it as well as they did. Like we're literally the only team that had a close game with them all year. So it just didn't even look like competition for them until they got to us. Then you'll see how that is really something there.
It was a crushing defeat because we gave everything we had. Our group fought and punched and scrapped and clawed. And mind you, it's still without Darian. So we feel, as we get into the last month and a half of the season, that if we can get Darian healthy and if we can execute better late game, there's no reason we shouldn't be the national champion.
When I first heard we were going to Puerto Rico, I was like, wow. I remember being like, ooh, it's senior night. Like, my high school career flew by.
It's just so many things a basketball player can take, and nothing was going right for me.
They're always trying to prove something against us. We're like their super move.
Back to back, the first to ever do it, back to back.